Today I have some random things in my fridge and I'm just gonna make dinner. So I had some salmon that I actually caught myself. My lovely friend has a boat and took us out fishing a few months ago, but it's been sitting in the freezer for a while, tiny bit freezer burned, not really in the best shape, but it needs to be used. Speaking of not being in the best shape, I also have some spinach that was purchased at a bit of a discount because it was on its way out the door. And this has been in my fridge for a couple days too. So I need to kind of pick through it and use it up. I also have a couple of tiny cans of coconut milk. So I'm thinking I might do like a coconutty, stewy kind of curry thing. When you're just trying to make dinner and you have random stuff, there's no need to worry about authenticity or, staying true to a certain recipe. This is the situation I'm faced with multiple times a week. And as long as you have a well-stocked pantry, dinner doesn't have to be a big deal. You can just use what you've got. So let's do that now. From the pantry, and by pantry I mean staple items that I always have, I've got this red onion that I cut into the other day, so I'm gonna use that. And I have a very wrinkly jalapeno pepper that I'm gonna throw into the sauce, and I'll go get some spices. I have garam masala, ground cumin. You know what? I might use a vegetable bouillon cube just to add a little extra oomph. I have some curry powder, and I think I have some ginger as well. This is exactly why I like to chop and freeze ginger, because when I don't, it ends up drying out and it's basically pretty unusable at this point. So I might just pull out some ground ginger. Oh, I know, turmeric as well. I need that. Okay, 2 more spices. I have some turmeric and some ginger. I also have a yellow pepper that needs to be used, so I'll throw that in. And some garlic. I didn't do my pre-mince and freeze treatment on this because it's fresh local garlic. I just got a big delivery of it the other day. I'm gonna chop my onion first and my pepper and my garlic, and then we'll be well underway. Probably only need half an onion. I tend to cut onion lengthways when I'm just slicing it instead of across the grain because I feel like it just looks a lot more elegant. So I'm gonna do that. All right, we're all set. I'm gonna get this pan heating up and we'll start cooking. Seeing as I'm using coconut milk in this curry, I think I'll use coconut oil to cook all the stuff in. I've got it on about medium heat here. Tablespoon or so of coconut oil. Onions first, as always. I'm also thinking about what I'm gonna have as a kind of starchy component. I know that rice is the traditional kind of obvious choice, but I might want a little mashed potato. Onions are starting to kind of soften up a little bit. I'm gonna add the peppers. And a little bit of salt. Just to kind of get those juices flowing. I love putting a lid on things like this to help them sweat a little bit. It just kind of helps that condensation happen. Everything here is looking nice and kind of soft. Just gonna add in the garlic. And I always like to add spices at this stage before any liquid because it kind of helps them to toast a little bit and brings out their flavor. I'm not measuring anything. I'm just gonna do like about a teaspoon or just shy of a teaspoon of turmeric, about the same of cumin, about a teaspoon of garam masala or a bit more, and about the same of curry powder. Curry powder can vary quite a bit. It can be really spicy sometimes. I know we've bought some at times that's been like, I'm gonna do about a half a teaspoon of dried ginger, ground ginger. These are just some of the spices that I always have on hand. You could definitely make your own medley. Now that all that's in, I'm gonna add in the coconut milk, and I have these weird small cans. And while that's happening, I'm gonna start to deal with my old sad spinach and hope that it's not too bad. I'm just gonna pick out any bits that I see that are like super mushy. This is definitely not salad worthy at this point, but I think it's still curry worthy. It's actually not bad. Anything that looks like this, I'll get rid of. I forgot about my wrinkly pepper. I'm actually just gonna cut a little slit in it with my knife here. And I'm just gonna toss it into the curry mixture. I'm gonna taste this, and if it's too salty at this stage, I'm not gonna add the bouillon cube. I think it can use it. This is gonna be the mixture that the salmon cooks in, so I do want it to have enough liquid that it won't completely dry up. If it's a bit thick at this stage, just add a little bit of water, but I think this is pretty good. So I'm gonna throw in the salmon, and this salmon has bones in it. I caught this literally myself. I think I mentioned that already. But the easiest way to take the skin off and take the bones out is to do it after it's cooked. So I'm just gonna kind of nestle the salmon on top of this mixture and then not mess with it too much. I'm gonna pop a lid on and let it cook. That way, when it's done, it'll still be intact and I'll easily be able to take the bones out and take the skin off. This is down to about medium low at this point, and it'll probably take about 5 to 8 minutes to cook this. So it's been about 8 minutes. Salmon's cooked. And I'm just gonna lift out the salmon and put these pieces onto a little plate so I can kind of deal with the bones and the skin shortly. I'll take out that pepper too. I don't really need it anymore. I've got the heat off at this point, and I'm just gonna use the heat of the pan and the mixture that's in here to cook the spinach. So I'll dump it all in. It's gonna look like a lot. And then just give it a little quick toss and then just pop a lid on and let the steam do the rest of the work. This is gonna be really spinachy. As long as you don't mind getting your hands a bit messy, this is a pretty easy process now that it's cooked. So it's cooled enough so I can mostly handle it. I'm just gonna peel the skin right off, just using my fingers. When you're doing this when it's raw, you kind of need fish tweezers to pull out all the pin bones, but now that it's cooked, you can kind of just get them out pretty easily with your fingers. So I can feel the pin bones all run along one kind of row in the salmon, so they're all here. I can feel this like spiky ridge. So I'm just going to break the salmon, because I'm going to break it anyway, kind of break it in that general area. And usually it's pretty easy to just see the bones and you can just pick them out. They kind of just fall out. And then the rest of this I'll just kind of break into random pieces. The tail piece doesn't tend to have bones, depending on how long it is. The bones only run kind of like partway down the body. So just double check. But yeah, this tail piece doesn't have any, so we're good to go. So I'll just break it up into chunks. And this is like so nice and tender. You can see because we cooked it so gently in that broth, just on low heat. My potatoes are done as well. I'll mash those up in a sec. Let's take a look at this curry. So this is super spinachy. The spinach is wilted down really nice. This looks a little bit thick to me, so I'm just gonna add a splash of water. We'll add in the salmon and then I'll give it a little taste. If you wanted this to be creamier, you could definitely add some sour cream or even just more coconut milk or coconut cream or coconut yogurt, a little dollop at the end. But this is pretty good for me. Oh my God. Perfect. It's not spicy, just has like a nice earthy kind of flavor. Might even add a little bit more water because it's definitely very well seasoned. I think for just a touch of acidity, I do want to add a little squeeze of citrus. Lime would be the ultimate, but a little lemon will do as well. Oh my God, this looks so good. I know that grain bowls are kind of all the rage and have been for a while now on the internet, but I'm a big fan of mash bowls. I don't know about you. Okay, let's spoon some of this business in here. This is the kind of dinner I can really get behind. This is so comforting. Such a perfect way to use up that wonderful salmon and clean out my fridge a little bit. I hope you like this video, and I hope you like the looks of this delicious impromptu salmon spinach curry. And I hope you have a really good day, and I'll talk to you soon.